I'm sure we're all very, very excited to start the Ram Navami festival. If you're really, really excited, loudly chant Jai Shri Ram.
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 Jai Sri Ram.
Wonderful. So I express my deepest gratitude to all of you on behalf of ISKCON Tampa family for coming and participating in this festival. So we will have lots of wonderful events today. We'll start with the chanting or the kirtan by His Grace Sri Dama Prabhu, and around 6:15 we'll have the display of the kids coloring events. So about 40 devotees, wonderful kids, have sent their wonderful paintings and colors. We'll show that. And around 6:45 we will be having a wonderful discussion on the activities in the pastimes of Lord Ram, life lessons from Ramayana. Okay, and then we'll show the fancy dress competition displays, and then followed by a Kahoot. So without taking much time, I would request now His Grace Sri Dama Prabhu to please start the wonderful kirtan and begin the festival.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees and friends. Dandavats and pranams. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Wish you all a happy Ram Navami. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam, meaning those who can understand and relish the appearance and pastime of the Lord, they are very special. They don't take birth again. So today is one such very special occasion, the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. Lord Rama is the embodiment of perfection, a perfect son, a perfect friend, perfect husband, perfect brother, perfect king, and perfect protector. He is perfect in everything. Ramayana is the basis for our values and virtues. So we will begin with a brief kirtan, chanting. And as Shubha Vilas Prabhuji mentioned, we have very wonderful, lot of activities, Ram Katha, kids program, quiz, and so on. So thank you for all your participation and support. Hari Hari Bol. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Bhasyata Desadarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Hari Bol. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jaya
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ISKCON Tampa Sri Ram Navami Mahotsav ki jai. Jai Shri Ram, Hare Krishna, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Ram Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Everyone will loudly say Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri
Jai
Ram.
Shri
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Wonderful.
Jai Shri
So
Ram.
enthusiastic.
Jai Shri Ram.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to all the wonderful devotees for joining on this special festival of Sri Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav. So now we will be presenting the wonderful work which all of you have done in the coloring contest. So Karthik Prabhu, you're going to take over from here.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, happy Sri Ramanavami. Let's go through the work that was submitted by all the kids. And I must really appreciate all the parents for encouraging their kids to be part of this Sri Ramanavami celebrations in the form of participating in the spiritual coloring contest. So this is so amazing that the kids were able to do it within a span of a week or 10 days notice. So we first would like to thank all the parents. And let me start sharing my screen with their work. A second. All right, so let's get started off with a special gratitude, as I just mentioned, to all the exemplary parents of these wonderful souls. Certainly, the kids are really blessed. They've got some amazing skills and talent, and they've been using that in glorifying the Supreme Lord. So I'm sure they are really blessed kids, and they are equally blessed because they have some amazing parents. I would also like to thank all the devotees who have spread the word about this Sri Ramanavami Kids contest. We didn't have a lot of time ahead of us when we thought about this, but with the help of the devotees and everyone who was able to see it in different platforms of social media, whether it be it on Facebook or on WhatsApp, we really thank you for sharing that word to your friends and family members as well, that we've actually got some entries from India as well. So thanks to all of those who have helped spread the word. And more importantly, I'd like to convey our special gratitude to our mentor and the director of ISKCON Tampa, His Grace Ramya Dasa Prabhu. He lives in Alachua, but he's our key guide, for the entire congregation. And also, I'd like to thank His Grace Shubhavilas Govindadas Prabhu, who is the president of ISKCON of Tampa, for their continuous guidance and support. They've been quite instrumental, in ensuring that we have consistent programs every week on behalf of ISKCON of Tampa in various ways. and also to all the wonderful devotees whom I'm unable to call everybody's name, but who are working behind the scenes for the pleasure of Lord Ram and for the success of this festival. I really would like to thank each one of you. And I just want to give you a rough statistic. So within a span of 4 days, since the time we actually published this, contest, we had received around 59 registrations for coloring contest and 39 registrations for spiritual fancy dress contest. Unfortunately, some of them were not able to submit before today. I mean, I was still able to accept some of the work that I got in today morning as well. But the whole point is we wanted to consider this time as like the 6 p.m. as a key deadline. So I really thank each one of you before we get started off with our presentation. So let me go ahead. So these are the entries for Group A, which is between 4 to 9-year-old kids for the coloring contest. So I have arranged everything in an alphabetical order. So we'll get started off with Ashvi Rati. She's a 5-year-old and she has done this wonderful painting. Kids, can somebody, just share what this pastime is about if you're familiar with it? Just one of you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Yeah, from this picture it depicts like Mata Sita is looking for the beautiful deer around it, and she's asking for Sri Ram to look into it.
Yes, yes. So yeah, you're right. Can somebody say who that deer was, the golden deer which Mother Sita got attracted to and asked Lord Ramachandra to go?
Maricha.
Marichi, yes, yes. So that's the demon, or that kind of got, in the form of the golden deer. So, okay, so wonderful drawing, Ashwirati. I'm not sure if you're on, but thank you very much. This is so amazing. Okay, let's move on to the next contestant. It's Abhiram Parshi. He's 6 years old, and as the picture clearly depicts, this is the coronation ceremony of Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. And can somebody tell me, when did this happen? Is it before Ram going to Lanka, or is it after?
After
Yes, yes. Once Lord Ramchandra came back, after killing Ravana, he was coronated as the king of Ayodhya. And you may also see Hanuman. Can somebody tell, like, when they were coming back from Lanka in the Pushpak Vimana, like how many? Well, does anybody know the significance of that Pushpak Viman that brought Lord Ramchandra from Lanka to Ayodhya?
Please. How many people are on board?
Lakshay Prabhu, please go ahead.
The Pushpaka chariot adjusted space to how many people are on board the chariot.
Yes. So depending on the number of people who, it will expand itself. That's the specialty of that Pushpak Viman. So thank you, Lakshay. Okay, let's move on. Adya Priyadarshini, she is 8.5 years old, and she also has done a very wonderful coloring of Lord Ramachandra's coronation as the king of Ayodhya. Very nice color combinations, Adya. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Alisha Choksi, she is a 6-year-old, and she has done this amazing coloring. Can somebody tell me about this pastime?
Probably it's about a bridge. They build the bridge with rocks.
Yes, and what is that bridge? What's the name of that bridge?
Rama Situ.
Yes, yes. And
Rama Situ.
yes. So normally when you put a rock in the water, what would happen?
It will fall.
It will sink. But
It will sink.
But how is that in this case, the Ramasetu, you know, like the rocks are floating?
Because Rama is on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think Shubhalas Prabhu, I think if you can moderate, you know, the kids turning mute or unmute them accordingly. So kids, if you are interested to answer, I would want you to raise the hand so that Shubhalas Prabhu would allow you to, you know, speak so that we don't speak over each other. Okay. Yeah, please answer. So you mentioned why are the rocks floating?
They wrote Rama on the rocks.
Yes. So they wrote, like the whole Vanar army wrote Jai Sri Ram or Rama on those rocks, and they started floating. Okay, wonderful. So thank you, Alisha Choksi. Let's move on. It's Arnav Choksi. I believe it's the brother of Alisha. So again, we can see that Arnav has done an amazing coloring of the coronation of Lord Ramchandra. You know, he has used some nice color combinations to, you know, dress for the dresses of Lord Ramchandra, Lakshman, and Bharat, and Shatrugna. He tried to put the orange robes. So very nice, Arnav. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Aryan Saha, 80 years old. I believe we think one of the devotee, Abhishek Prabhu, has just explained about this pastime. So Aryan, you have used really nice combination of colors. And I can see that you have spotted the deer with, you know, those orange color things. So that's really creative. So thank you very much, Aryan. Moving on. Ashita Modukuri, she's 6 years old, and she has colored the picture of little Rama. So Ashita, thank you very much. You know, I see that you have used quite a few colors here, so thank you. Thanks to your parents. Here you go. It's Bhumika Habu, 7 years old, and Bhumika also has drawn the colored the picture of baby Ram. It's like Chota Beam. Thank you. Thank you, Bhumika Habu and parents. Okay. It's Chakrika Maladi, 7 years. Chakrika has colored the picture of Hanuman. Wow. So you have colored Hanuman, and oh, I can also see you have mentioned Ram on the rocks. So that was so creative and very depictive of the pastime. So thank you very much, Chakrika. This was so colorful and very nice. And I also see that you have added sun. That's very nice. Okay, let's move on. Shashank Banerjee, 6 years old. I see that Shashank has used some watercolors, and he's kind of creatively used some crayons as well. And it looks really nice, Shashank. You know, I can see that the golden deer is really golden. So thank you very much, you know, for all your work. Okay, let's move on to Daksha Sri, 6 years old, and she has chosen the image of Lord Ramachandra's coronation. So Daksha Sri, thank you very much. You have also, it looks like you have used crayons and you've really nicely chosen different colors. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Durga Ram Karthik, 6 years old. And Durga Ram Karthik has chosen the image of the pastime of the golden deer with Lord Ram and Sita. And I see that you have used some amazing color combinations, Karthik. And I also see that you have a very fine line, that you have used to highlight the borders. So that is really making this coloring stand out. So thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Gagana Deepika, she's the youngest contestant. She's 3 years old. She has also chosen the picture of Lord Ramachandra in the baby form. And Gagana Deepika, thank you very much. It's so pretty. You have colored it so pretty. So I really appreciate that. And next year, I'm sure you will be 4 years old, and you will be officially part of our, the contest. And in fact, I really appreciate your parents for encouraging you to be part of this contest. So you are also in. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Gatik Chauhan, 5 years old. Gatik has also chosen the image of Lord Ram, and I can see he has used some nice color combinations for Lord Ramchandra's dhoti and his dress. Uh, Thank you very much. I mean, you also colored the beads that were worn by Lord Ramchandra. So thank you very much. Thanks to your parents. Okay, here's the picture of Kartika Sai Padma, 7 years. And she has also very creatively used, depicted the Ram Setu pastime, and she has written Sri Ram on all the rocks. So that's very creative. Thank you very much, Kartika Sai Padma, and to your parents. Okay, next it's Kavian Banerjee, 5 years old. Kavyansh, now it's a question time for the kids. Can somebody tell me what this pastime is and who is fighting with Ravana?
I think it's Jatayu.
It's Jatayu, and the pastime is Ravana kidnapping Mother Sita.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Twisha. Thank you, Rama. Yes, so at the time when Ravana was kidnapping Mother Sita, Jatayu, the great devotee of Lord Ram, tried to resist Ravana, and unfortunately, eventually got left this body. But Jatayu had the greatest privilege of dying in the arms of Lord Ramchandra. So that's so amazing. And Kavyansh, thank you very much for choosing this image, and you have really nicely colored this one. So thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Kritin, 4 years old. Kritin Atreya has chosen the image of Lord Ram, and he has chosen some nice colors, color combinations. Thank you, Kritin. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Kshitij Guleria, 9 years old. Now, here's another question to all of you. Can somebody explain me what this pastime is?
I think Rama is shooting Ravana in the chest.
Yes. This is the moment where Lord Ramchandra has killed Ravana. And can somebody tell like where exactly Lord Rama's arrow got stuck to Ravan?
He shot at the navel of Ravana because the power was in his navel granted by Lord Shiva.
Yes, wonderful. So when Lord Ramchandra initially he tried to shoot at his head, but again, every time he would shoot at at Ravana's head, his head would reappear because of the boon. And as you rightly said, I think it's Krishna who just said, so he was supposed to shoot it at his navel because he has his whole power there. So Thank you very much, Krishna. Let's move on. And Kshitij, Guleria, thanks to you and your parents for being part of this contest. Okay, next moving on, it's Lasya. Lasya has chosen the coronation ceremony of Lord Ram, and she has used some really nice color combinations. I can also see the flowers that she has, colored. Thank you very much, Lasya. Thanks to you and your parents. And I also noticed that you have colored red to Hanuman's mouth. So that's creative. Thank you. All right. The next one is Lakshay Babu, 9 years old. Lakshay has done some, I believe it's some sort of a watercoloring, and Lakshay, this looks really amazing. It's a coronation of Lord Ramchandra. You've chosen some really nice color combinations, and the picture is coming out really good in terms of visual appearance. So thank you very much, Lakshay. Okay, moving on. It's Mehul Goyal, 9 years old. Mehul has chosen the image of Lord Ram, and it appears Mehul has used some sort of creativity. It is so amazing. He has added some rocks and flowers, and the effulgence behind Lord Ram. So this is so creative, Mehul. And the color combinations, the finishing was so amazing. So thank you very much for all your effort on this one. Thanks to your parents as well. Okay, moving on. It's Mokshit Arani, 5 years old. Mokshit has chosen the image of Lord Ramchandra. Mokshit, thank you very much. You have used some nice colors. Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, here's Nehal Raidu, 7 years old. Nehal has chosen the image of Lord Ramchandra. And Nehal, you have used some really nice color combinations, and the finishing is really nice. So thank you very much. Thanks to your parents as well. Okay, the next one is Prakriti Kundu, 8 years old. And Prakriti is contesting from India. So she has chosen the image. In fact, this is a question for the kids. Kids, can somebody volunteer to explain what exact pastime is this?
Prabhuji, this pastime is about how Lord Ram broke the bow and arrow to marry Mother Sita.
Yes, yes. So that's the Swayamvar of Sita Devi, and yes, thank you very much, Karina. And Prakriti has drawn some really nice color combinations. So thank you, Prakriti, and her parents. Moving on, Reshma. Reshma has chosen the image of the Ram Setu pastime. So she has used some green color for the rocks. And Reshma, thank you very much. I wasn't able to trace your age, but that's absolutely fine. So thank you very much to you and your parents for providing, for encouraging you to be part of this event. Okay, next it's S. Karthik. Karthik is also, he's one of the participants from India. He has chosen the image of Lord Ram, and he has used some nice combinations. It's a plain colors of Lord Ram's dress and his body color combination. So thank you, S. Karthik and his parents. Okay, the next one is Sahasra Arani, 8 years old, and Sahasra has chosen the image of Lord Ramchandra, and I see she has used some nice color combinations and may have used some watercolors to do this. So thank you very much, Sahasra, for all your effort, and thanks to your parents. Okay, here's Sai Lalita Bumma, 5 years old. And Sai Lalita has chosen the image of the pastime of Sita Swayamvar, where Lord Ramchandra is breaking the bow of Lord Shiva. So very nice color combination, Sai Lalita. Thank you very much. Okay, the next one is Samrat Dinkar, 7 years old. Samrat has chosen the image of Lord Ramchandra. Samrat, you have chosen nice colors, and I also see you have wrote Jai Sri Ram. So everybody say Jai Sri Ram. Thank you, Samrat. Thanks to your parents for encouraging you to be part of this wonderful contest. All right, let's move on. Sanaya Srivastava, 6 years old. Sanaya has chosen the image of, can somebody volunteer? Kids.
It's the picture where all the wives of Dasharata give birth to their sons.
Yes. So Lord Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna, yes. And that's Mother Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi with Dashrath Maharaj. Thank you, Sanaya. You have, I see that you have used the space behind the image or to, present your art. I see that you have drawn some patterns there, have used some nice color combinations. Thank you very much for your creativity. Thank you. Thanks to you and your parents. Okay, moving on. Sarayu Illa, 7 years old. And Sarayu has chosen the image of the golden deer, a pastime. And Sarayu, you have used some really nice standout colors. So I can see the golden deer and the grass and everything around and behind it. You have tried to use multiple colors. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks to your parents as well. Okay, Sharanya Pededla, 5 years old. Sharanya has chosen the picture of Lord Ram, and she has used some nice combination of colors. Thank you, Sharanya, and your parents for this work. Okay, the next one is Shashank Narayan, 5 years old. Shashank has chosen the image of Lord Ram. And Shashank, looks like you have used some watercolors here. All these, the borders and outlines are standing out really nice. Thank you very much for this amazing coloring. Okay, moving on. Shashank Pili, 7 years old. Shashank, even though he's part of group A, he has actually sketched this for Lord Hanuman. He did it with his pencil first, and then he colored. So quite a lot of effort that went into this image by Shashank. So thank you, Shashank, and his parents for encouraging him. We all should pray to Lord Hanuman to become devotees of Lord Ramchandra like him. Okay, let's say Jai Hanuman. All right, moving on. Tejas Krishna. Tejas Krishna has chosen the image of the kidnap of Mother Sita by Ravana and the pastime of Jatayu. So Tejas Krishna, you've used some really nice color combinations. And I know you have picked the brown color for Jatayu, the eagle. So that's very nice. And thank you very much, Tejas Krishna, for your time and effort on this one. Moving on, it's Tejas Krishna's brother, Vedant Ram. And Vedant Ram has chosen the picture of Lord Ramachandra. And as you all may know, Lord Ram was actually in greenish complexion. So Vedant Ram, you have chosen the greenish complexion to kind of put onto Lord Ram. So thank you very much for your time and effort into this. I really appreciate all your work. Okay, the next one is Vivan Koladiya, 8 years old. And Vivan has used Vivan has chosen the pastime of the birth ceremony of Lord Ramchandra and his brothers. So thank you very much, Vivan. You've used some nice colors You've used a different color, clothing on top of each brother. So that was nice. Thank you very much for your efforts. Okay. All right. So that concludes the Group A coloring contest entries. And now we have very few entries for Group B. So let's move on to see what those few entries are for Group B. Hansita Grandi, 10 years old. Hansita has chosen one of the images of the coronation of Lord Rama's pastime. Hansita, nice color combinations. Thank you very much for your effort on this one. The next one is Vedant Dinakar, who's 9+ years old. And for the Group B, it was supposed to be a sketching and coloring. And I see Vedant Dinakar has put his effort in sketching and coloring the image of the face of Lord Ramachandra. Vedant Dinakar, thank you very much for your effort. I see this nice effort that you made, and Lord Ramachandra is really, you can feel his presence by looking at this image. Thank you very much for your effort. Jai Sri Ram. Okay, I believe this is the last entry for our coloring contest. It's Twisha Sharma. Twisha has sketched the face, the side face or half face of Hanuman. And it was so nice of you, Twisha, and you mentioned Jai Sri Ram there, and that's what Hanuman always chants, Jai Sri Ram. And Twisha has also written the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So everybody, let's conclude this coloring contest presentation by loudly chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Jai Sri Ram.
Jai
Jai
Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram, Jai
Jai
Sri
Sri
Ram.
Ram.
Jai Shri.
Hey, thank you very much. And we also have as part of the agenda, we are also going to display the video spiritual fancy dress competition videos also as part of our agenda. So I would want you all to stay tuned in to the Rama Katha, which will be shared to all of us by His Grace Shubha Vilas Govindadas Prabhu. So thank you very much. And Prabhuji, you can please take over.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Did everyone like the wonderful coloring and the paintings done by all these wonderful kids, supported by their parents? Oh, I see a lot and lots of thumbs up. Kudos to all of you. Lord Ram would be very, very happy with all of your colorings and paintings and enthusiasm. That's wonderful. So all of you are so well versed in the stories and the pastimes of Sri Ram Bhagwan. Actually, you all should be sharing Katha because you all know all the stories, right? But for our purification, we will try to understand some of the pastimes. Are you all eager and excited to know some of the pastimes and the lessons behind it? Right? Okay, wonderful. So we will start by some prayers, and we will discuss. It's impossible to discuss the whole Ramayana in a short span. Even a summary is kind of very, very difficult to discuss in a short span, but we will try our best to cover some of the pastimes and the associated lessons from it. Right? So let's get started with our. I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see the screen as well. I think you can see now, right? Good. So Lord Ram's pastimes are so interesting and so unique. The whole Ramayana scripture is full of lessons, right? And especially on this day to talk about Lord Ram's pastimes is very, very special because today is his appearance day. The Lord does not, is born like us. We are born in the mother's womb and go through different karma, etc., action and reaction. But Lord descends, the Lord appears and disappears. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti suarjuna. That whoever talks about the or understands the wonderful appearance in the pastimes of the Lord and his activities, that person will not take birth again in this repeated cycle of repeated birth and death. So Ramayana has so many lessons. Ramayana basically means to follow in the footsteps of Lord Ram. There are multiple meanings by multiple acharyas, but we will focus on this meaning today more because we are trying to not just understand the stories. A lot of people read here Ramayana, but very few of them try to really understand what we can learn and what we can apply from Ramayana. So it's a very behavioral scripture, Vyavhar Shastra. One of the great devotees says, Shri Krishna ki kathni or Shri Ram ki karni. That means we cannot imitate or blindly follow Krishna's activities, like getting married to 16,000 wives. Even if one wants, one cannot do it. Like dancing with gopis. We don't have to follow that. We have to relish those kathas. But Lord Ram, we can follow in the footsteps, getting married to one wife and such a great ideal brother, ideal son, ideal husband, ideal king. And then we also learn from others' examples, ideal daughter like Mata Sita, ideal wife, ideal king. Everyone, there are so many lessons in this whole Ramayana. So we will cover some of them. But before that, we'll glorify the hearing process and also chant the prayers. There's one beautiful verse which says, Nasti Ganga Samam Tirtham, Nasti Matra Samo Guruhu, Nasti Vishnu Samo Devo, Nasti Ramayanat Param. There is no better Tirth than Ganga. There is no better Guru than the mother, Matri. There is no better God than Lord Vishnu. And in the behavioral science, in the behavioral Shastra, there is Ramayana is the topmost. So all glories to Sri Ramayana. This is one verse from Sri Rama Raksha Stotra, which glorifies the hearing process. Bharjanam bhavabijanam arjanam sukha sampadam tarjanam yamadutanam rama rameti garjanam. Bharjanam bhavabijanam. Bhavam sagar. This world is called Bhavasagar. If one hears Rama Rameti Garjanam, roaring of the thunderous names of Sri Ram Bhagavan, then that person's, the seed, the bija of repeated birth and death will be destroyed. Right? That means that person will be free from the karmic cycle and will not have to take repeated birth and death. Tarjanam Yamadutanam. Yamadutas, the messengers of death, will not scare that person because that person is chanting the names of Lord Ram. And one may say, well, this is all after death. You're talking about live in present. Tell me something about present. So in the present world also, that person will Arjanam Sukha Sampadam, will get the wealth and happiness. And we know what is the real wealth. The real wealth is the wealth of bhakti or Krishna consciousness. So before we start the wonderful life lessons from Ramayana, we'll chant the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatharanam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaurachandraya Sitaya Tadalaye Ramaya Ramabhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So before we begin, I want to seek blessings of all the assembled devotees who have done such nice, wonderful coloring work and who are all such wonderful devotees of Sri Rama. So please bless me and with your prayers and blessings so that for the next some time I can be empowered to share some life lessons from the wonderful Sri Ramayana, and especially seeking blessings of His Grace Ramya Prabhu and Her Grace Ananta Mataji, who I believe are also present on the call, uh, the regional secretaries of the ISKCON of Tampa, and always guiding us, helping us, living a life of. I'm just talking about these principles, but they are living these principles not just for 1 or 2 years or months, but for over 50 years. They're Srila Prabhupada disciples living a life of the teachings from Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, etc. So we are so grateful and blessed to have them. Okay, so we'll get started by a wonderful prayer to Sri Ramachandra. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Dakshine Lakshmano Yasya Vame Cha Janakatmaja Purato Marutri Yasya Tam Vande Raghunandanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the first lesson and the most important lesson, in English language, our learning starts with ABCD. In Bhakti also, it starts with ABCD. So the first lesson we will cover is A for association. The power of association. The power of association is such that it can transform the best to the worst and the worst to the best. And we'll discuss both the examples. Mata Kekai, we know that Dasharata Maharaj had 3 queens, Kaushalya, whose son was Sri Rama, Mata Sumitra, whose son was Lakshmana, and Shatrughna, and Kekai's son was Bharat. So Kekai had lots and lots of love towards Sri Ramachandra and Mata Sita. It is mentioned that when Mata Sita came after getting married to Sri Ramachandra, when the daughter-in-law comes, then the mother-in-law gives some gift to the newly wedded couple. So she was so happy to see her daughter-in-law, Mata Sita. Kekai was so happy that she gave the golden palace to Bhagwan Ram and Mata Sita as a token of gratitude, as a token of appreciation. And she loved Ram more than her very own son, Bharat. And when the Dasi Manthara brought this news of that Lord Ram is going to be coronated as the king, Kekai was so happy, she took out a golden necklace, a diamond necklace, and gave to Manthara. That I'm so happy that you brought such a news which gave me so much joy. And then bang, Manthara banged that necklace because she had an evil plot. And she started to poison the mind. She started to affect by her evil association the mind of Kekai. And then Kekai's love towards Lord Ram turned into envy, turned into selfishness. And then she asked for the two boons from Maharaj Dashrath to send Lord Ram to forest and to coronate Bharat as the king. So we see a great transformation from the best of the intentions towards Lord Ram to the most evil intentions, very selfish intentions. And now we'll talk about one example from the worst to the best. The dacoit, Ratnakar, who transformed into Valmiki Muni. The Valmiki Muni, the great author of Sri Ramayana, was a dacoit before, was a ruffian, killing others, looting others. And one day he said, I'll, loot Narad Muni also. Narad Muni has only one business, to preach. And he travels like a transcendental spaceman, keeps traveling and keeps sharing the names of Sri Bhagwan Ram and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Dacoit said, Oh Narad Muni, I want your Veena. Narad Muni said, Well, do you know what you're doing? Do you know the outcome of this whole thing? And then he said, No, what outcome? This is my business. And then he said, Your family for whom you are doing, will they take the reactions of this? And he said, Well, I never wondered, but I can go and ask. So he tied Narad Muni to the bushes and to the tree and went to the family to check, will they take the reactions? And the family said, Well, we won't take any reactions. It's your job to give us bread. We won't take any reactions. We would just want the fruits. And then, by the power of the saintly association of Narad Muni, the dacoit Valmiki, he couldn't even chant Ram. So he started to chant. Narad Muni told to chant Mara. Mara, Mara. Mara means to kill or death. Mara, 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 Mara. That's the power of association. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Hoy Sadhu Sangha, Krishna Prema Tino Puna Mukhya Anga. The root cause of to develop Krishna Prem is Sadhu Sangha. Association is very, very powerful. So friends, we learn here that it can bring the best out of us if we have good association, but it can also bring out the worst out of us. So very, very practical lesson which we all can apply in our lives as well. The kind of association we keep, it will determine our qualities and behavior. The next lesson I want to talk about, there are so many lessons, I'm not sure we'll be able to cover all. There are unlimited lessons actually. But for what I have prepared, I'm not sure if we'll cover all, but we'll try our best. The power of counsel. Dashrath Maharaj had a very good council of ministers. Lord Ram also always consulted his monkey army. Jambanwant was the one who reminded Maharaj, the Hanuman of his powers. So if we have to grow in life, if we have to make good decisions, we need to take good advice or good counsel. Those who don't take good counsel, they lead to destruction. Even Ravana sometimes used to take good counsel. It is said there are three kinds of people. The topmost are the one who take good counsel of others, not others like Mantra. If we take counsel of people like Mantra, then it will pollute our mind and consciousness. But if we take good counsel of learned devotees, mature devotees of Lord, they will help us to improve in our life. So Dashrath Maharaj is a good counsel of ministers like Sumantra, etc. And yeah, three kinds of people. One, who take good counsel, who discuss the matter with everyone and carefully, introspect and then make a good decision. Number two, they just think a little bit and just by their own self and just do it. Do what I think is best. Number three is even worst. They don't even give a thought, they just act whimsically. And Bhagavad Gita says, Yah Shastra Vidhim Utsrajya Vartate Kamakarata Nasa Siddhim Avapnoti Nasukham Na Param Gatihi. Those who give up the Shastras, those who give up the devotee association and just act whimsically, they will always lead to destruction. They will not achieve happiness. They will not achieve any good qualities. They will not get any gati. Their gati will be destruction. Like Ravana. Ravana was so blind to his own, pride that I am a great learned Pandit. I know everything. He ignored the good counsel of Vivishna. Other ministers were just flattering him. Vivishna gave him good counsel multiple times. His own wife, Mandodari, gave good counsel to Ravana. But Ravana could not take the good counsel because he was blinded by his own pride. He was blinded by, oh, I know better. I know more. I know what is right. So Ravana could not take good counsel, and we know it led to his destruction. So if we take good counsel, we have the mentor system, the counselor system. We must take advantage of those. We must have a teacher. We must have a guru who can help us take good decisions in life. Otherwise, we will be misled like Ravana. And we should be humble, not like Ravana. Even Bali, at point, Tara, his wife, told Bali, don't go out. When Sugriva challenged Bali, when he had the support of Lord Ram, Bali also ignored the counsel of his good wife Tara and led to his destruction. So we see this, the good side and the bad side also. Those who ignored, they led to destruction. Lesson number 3, don't be attached to position. We should be attached to seva. Maharaj Bharat, the younger brother of Lord Ram, when he came back from his uncle's home, the kingdom was clear practically for him, but he went to Lord Ram and wanted him to come back. And Lord Ram, said, because I have to follow the words of the father. So Bharat ruled on behalf of the Sri Ram. He never accepted the position of Lord Ram. He never sat on the throne of Lord Ram. Do you know where he was living? He was living in a hermitage, in a small hermitage in Nandigram. When Lord Ram used to sleep on the bed, Bharat would sleep on the ground. And now Bharat knew that Lord Ram must be sleeping on the floor. So Bharat kind of dug the ground and he was resting there. An epitome of sacrifice, an epitome of service. He put the sandals, the charan padukas of Lord Ram on the throne. He did the service. He didn't say, I don't want to do this service. Why should I do? And that's a very important lesson. And that's actually the next lesson. Yeah, we'll come to 4 later. But since we're talking about this episode, Bharat didn't want to rule, but still did that service for the pleasure of Lord Ram. So a disciple may not want to do something, but still he will do if the Guru wants him to do, if Krishna wants him to do. And with that comes the empowerment also. I kind of say many times to my mentor and my well-wisher Ramya Prabhu, that Prabhuji, I can't do this. I can't really do this. I'm not qualified to do this. I am not mature enough to do this. But he'll encourage, no, you please do this. You please do this. and he guides and encourages, and I just feel that whatever insignificant things we're able to do is only by the blessings and the power of the seniors. So if we keep the desire of the Lord, the desire of the senior devotees, the desire of Guru as foremost, much greater, much greater than our own desire, then the empowerment will also come. Bharat didn't want to go back. Bharat wanted to stay with Lord Ram because he said, without you, Ayodhya is like forest, and with you, forest is like Ayodhya. It was very, very painful for Bharat to go back and rule the kingdom or to do the service of ruling the kingdom. People would say, oh, Bharat, it is you. Because of you, Lord Ram is not with us. But he would take all the pain, but still do welfare for those people. That is the Mahabhagavad Bharat. It's very difficult if someone kind of says wrong to us and still doing service for them. That's Bharat. Keeping the desire of the Lord as foremost. Coming back to lesson number 4. There are so many challenges in everyone's life. Health crisis, financial crisis, emotional crisis, relationship crisis. Wasn't it a crisis in the life of Lord Ram? At one point, he was about to be coronated as the king. And at the very next moment, he was told, go to forest. An ordinary person would go in depression. Some people commit suicide. Some people blame others. Oh, it's because of mantra. It's because of Kekai. But Lord Ram took it in a very, very optimistic way. He didn't blame anyone. He said, oh, wow, such a wonderful opportunity to go and take association with the sadhus and go to the forest. Well, Mata Sita has always been asking, we want to go for a vacation. Ruling the kingdom means a lot of, challenges, services. It's not easy to accept the role. So Lord Ram was very, very happy. Was Mata Sita disturbed by the news that, oh, I will have to go? Mata Sita was also equally happy. She was not given she was not told to go to the forest, but she chose out of showing the qualities of an ideal wife. That, Lord Ram, wherever you are, that is Ayodhya for me. Whether you are in all the ups and downs, I will be besides you like your shadow, like Ardhangini. Ardhangini means half body. Wife is like the half body of the husband. So it's the dharma of the wife to support the husband in all ups and downs. These days we see a lot of, divorces happen. Why? Because when the money is there, then the spouses support each other. But when either they lose their beauty, either they lose their money or job, or something happens, some challenging situation comes, then the spouses don't support each other. So whether it's the husband for the wife and the wife for the husband, we should see from the great couple example of Lord Ram. Mata Sita was willing to do anything for Lord Ram, and Lord Ram crossed all the oceans to protect Mata Sita and bring back Mata Sita from the evil Ravana. Jatayu, on the path of bhakti, there is only one thing, success and success. There is no failure on the path of bhakti. Most of you, some of the kids drew this wonderful painting. It was really amazing. So Jatayu was 60,000 years old. And Ravana was very, very powerful. Jatayu, when Ravana was going in his Pushpak Viman, kidnapping Mother Sita, Jatayu knew that his strength is not equivalent to Ravana's strength. He knew that he may not be able to protect Mata Sita from the evil influence or the grip of Ravana. But Bhagavad Gita teaches us in chapter 2, even Mata Sita told Jatayu, please don't risk your life. You just tell about the whereabouts of me as Ravana is taking. You just watch and just tell about when Ram will come searching for me. You just tell that. But he could have done that. He could have been, I'm old, I can't do much. But he did his very best. In the path of bhakti, the effort matters, not the result. Neha vikramanashaste pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Even little progress on this path can save one from greatest of the dangers. So what happened to Jatayu later? When Lord Ram came, Jatayu tried to, save Mata Sita. Ravana was stronger. He did a lot of damage to Ravana in his Pushpak Viman, but ultimately he lost his wings and was completely in a pool of blood, just counting his final breaths. And then there comes Lord Ram and Lakshmana searching for Mata Sita. Jatayu was so fortunate that he gave up his life in the lap of Lord Ram. What is the goal of life? Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhava nati atra sanshaya yam yam bhapi smaran bhavam tyajanti antakalevaram tam tamevaiti konteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Bhagavad Gita chapter 8, 8.5 and 6. Whatever state we remember at the time of death, we'll get that. If we remember Krishna, if we remember Lord Ram, we'll get that. What could be a bigger benediction in life than to give up life, chanting Lord Ram's name in the lap of the Supreme Lord? And what did Lord Ram tell him? Lord Ram told Jatayu, Jatayu, you are like my father. The death of the exile, the 14 years of exile was not painful to me. The death of my father was painful, but not as painful. The kidnapping of Mother Sita is also not as painful than you sacrificing your life for my service. I can never repay the debt, Jatayu. In that very moment, Jatayu got his spiritual form and Lord Ram did the final rites of Jatayu. So friends, this is Ramayana. This is an epitome of surrender, epitome of devotion, epitome of sincerity, epitome of selflessness, epitome of eagerness to serve. Moving on to lesson number 7. Lust and greed are never satiated. Bhagavad Gita 16.21 says, Trividham narakasye dwaram nashnam atmanaha kamakrodas tatha lobhas tasmadetam trayam tajet. There are 3 doors to hell: lust, anger, and greed. They are never satiated. Satiation means satisfaction. Ravana, didn't he have wonderful queens like Mandodari, etc.? He had a lot of wonderful, beautiful queens, but never satisfied with what one has. We are reading the story of Sri Vamandev. Vamandev says if one is not satisfied with what one has, then one will not be satisfied, even one may get the wealth or the opulence of the 3 worlds put together. And that's what Ravana exemplified. So, greed and lust will just drag us to hell. What will uplift us? Satisfaction. Satisfaction will increase our spiritual strength. Dissatisfaction, greed will reduce all our strength. This is also from the Bhagavatam. Lesson number 8. Eagerness to serve tirelessly. When Hanuman was crossing the ocean, the first obstacle came in his journey. It was not really an obstacle, it was a mountain named Menak. Earlier mountains had wings. Interesting, right? They could fly. So Menak also had wings, and Indra this thunderbolt was chopping off the wings. But somehow Varundev or Vayudev helped Menak and put him in the ocean so the Indra could not harm. And as a result, Menak wanted to offer some gratitude, some service to Vayu's putra named Menak. Hanuman was as he was crossing. So Menak said, why don't you take some rest? Why don't you you have a mission, you have a long journey to go, take some rest, take it easy. Hanuman says, no, I am on a mission. A sadhaka is on a mission. There will be a lot of allurements come in our life, a lot of distractions will come. Take it easy. Why do you start so early? You're just 7 years old. Or maybe if you have to just do for 10 minutes in the morning. Why don't take it so seriously? A lot of people will say like that. Bhakti is just meant to just put some agarbatti around. That's it. A lot of people will say, well, you have 50 years more. Why don't you start at the age of 70 years or 80 years or after 100 years or maybe in your grave in deathbed? Just kidding. So a lot of people will say, but we have to be enthusiastic, tireless enthusiasm like Hanuman. Right? A lot of people will say different things, but we have to follow the words of the spiritual master, the words of the Shastra. Even Lakshmana did not sleep for 14 years, an epitome of service. 14 years, he didn't sleep, didn't eat, just busy serving continuously. This is another beautiful pastime and a wonderful lesson. When Lord Ram was told to go to the forest, all the citizens of Ayodhya said, well, we will go with you. We can't live here. Without you, Ayodhya is forest. It's like a body without a pran, without the life. It's dead. You are our pran. You are our pran nath. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam says, Sadhavo hridayam mayyam sadhunam hridayam tavaham mat anyatte na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. The devotee, in his heart lives Krishna. Tomara hriday govinda vishram. Sarvasya chaham hriday sannivishto. Sadhunam hridayam tavaham. Krishna lives in the heart of his devotees. A devotee lives in the heart of the Supreme Lord. That is their reciprocal relationship. Lord Ram didn't tell them, you also accompany me. A great leader does not demand respect. This is true servant leader. They command respect. It was not that Lord Ram, fought for elections. Oh, you all vote for me because I am a good king. They all loved Lord Ram more than their own life. They were ready to give up their homes, families, everything and go. And they did go. And at one point, Lord Ram was seeing elderly Brahmanas, elderly people, they're walking and the dust of the chariot is coming. And then Lord Ram said, I can't do like this. Lord Ram's heart was paining to see the love of his devotees. He then started to walk, and then they reached the banks of Ganga. And then comes the next lesson, that Ram or Aram, the test of a seeker. Don't miss the chance to see Lord Ram. If you are sleeping, jo jagat hai so pavat hai, jo sovat hai so khovat hai. So therefore, all the citizens were made asleep by the Yogamaya potency of Lord Ram, by the Leela Shakti of Lord Ram. And Lord Ram woke up Lakshmana, Sita Mata, and Sumantra in the middle of the night and said, we have to go. If these people get up, they will follow us again. We have to start right now. And then they moved the chariot in zigzag portions here and there, so they could not even trace where the chariot went from the water, not taking the usual path and taking other paths, so they couldn't even trace. And then next day morning they woke up, oh Krishna, we were just busy sleeping, we lost Lord Ram. What is the use of our life? Don't miss the chance. Every day is an opportunity to get closer to Krishna. Jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bhole, Kota nidra yao maya pishachira ko. Wake up, sleeping soul, wake up. We have been sleeping in the lap of witch called Maya for many, many lifetimes and many, many decades. Now, Lord Gauranga has come. Lord Gauranga has given us this holy name. Take to the holy names, chant the holy names. Serve me. Bhajo Krishna, Bolo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Lord Gauranga has specially come giving that message. So we should not spend this life sleeping in illusion. Sleeping doesn't mean physical sleep. One could sleep for 6 hours, but still be in sleep. Sleeping means sleeping from Krishna conscious perspective. Not taking to bhakti is sleeping. Next lesson. So we should not miss the chance. This life is very, very precious. This human life is very, very precious. Number 11, the love of the brothers. Now Bharat, when he came back, no one told him to go and try to get Lord Ram back. His love was so much for Lord Ram. He went. He could not tolerate. How could you send my brother? He's my life and soul. He's my everything. I love him more than my own self. In this place where Chitrakoot, where Bharat came back to call Lord Ram back, it is mentioned, and even till date we can see the stones The stones melted to see the loving exchange of the brothers. This is Lord Sri Ram. This is Bharat. This is the relationship. Nowadays, what's happening? Brothers are fighting in the courts. I want more property. I want more land. How can you get my property? How can you to do this? How can you do that? They're killing each other, right? They just want to prove that I am better. So the point is, whenever the brothers would fight in the earlier days, people will say, look at Bharat, look at Lord Ram. Are you just fighting over small, tiny things? Look at their love, look at their sacrifice. So that was the love. Even the stones melted. Number 12, Mata Sita had a very tough time in the Ashoka Vatika. The Rakshasis would trouble her, torment her. Ravana would come again and again and say, I would kill you, I'll slice your body. She was in a very miserable state, of course, she's the internal energy of the Lord, she's Supreme Bhagavan. But as a jiva, as playing the role of a human being, you have to understand she was in a very difficult time. At times, she would also say, I should just give up my life. What's the use of me living in this situation away from Lord Ram? And then Lord sent his messenger, the spiritual master. So Hanuman is compared to spiritual master with the ring of holy name. And when Hanuman chanted the holy names of Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Shri Ram. That gave her hope. The chanting of the holy name will drive away all the hopelessness, will drive away all the fear, anxiety, misery, distress. Nowadays, the world is going through a very tough time. Death, mass shootings, corona, so many problems, so many difficulties. There is only one hope. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam. So the spiritual master, the ring is compared to like the holy name, which can drive away the distress of the jiva. We must take the chanting every day very sincerely. And even some of the kids draw this pastime. Even the stones would float, which had the name of Lord Ram. It's a great lesson. So even the stone-like heart will float away in this cycle of birth and death if we write on our heart the names of Lord Ram. And how will we write? By sincerely chanting. First we chant from the mouth, and then by the conditioning, by the power of repeated chanting, it will engrave in our heart, right? And then we will chant loudly and clearly from the heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The stone and like heart will also overcome. The next lesson, number 13, assumptions, lack of proper communication, and immature judgments will destroy the relationships. You know this pastime, that how the Sugriva and Bali on the right side, Sugriva on the left, they were brothers. They had, good relationships. But one time, the Maya demon attacked, Maya Danav attacked, and Sugriva had to go the Vali had to go in the cave. And Sugriva tried to call out, Vali, are you there? Vali, are you okay? A lot of time passed, and Sugriva was genuinely concerned. But Vali was inside and couldn't even speak, because if he would have spoken something, then the Mayadana would have got his location. So as he voluntarily didn't speak, and then Sugriva, out of concern for the brother and out of concern for the rest of the kingdom, he closed that hole of the cave with a big stone. It was not with any selfish agendas. He loved his elder brother really very much. But to protect the kingdom, he closed the hole with a big stone. And then Bali inside was still alive. He was fighting with Mayadanav. He killed Mayadanav. And then he couldn't even see the way, because the only way you can see the light is by the hole. The hole is blocked. He couldn't even see where to go out. So it took significant time for him to get out. Somehow he found the way, came out, and then in the mind he was thinking, well, who else must be? Assumptions. Oh, it must be Sugriva. Oh, he has evil agendas. Oh, he wants to capture my kingdom. Oh, he wants to take my wealth and property and everything and just be the king. Assumptions, jumping to conclusions, jumping to immature judgments without even trying to understand, without even asking Sugriva. And then he finally said, if Sugriva has put this stone, nothing doing, I'll kick him out. And Sugriva had done it, but he didn't try to understand why he had done it. Assumptions, premature judgments, and it destroyed the relationship between the brothers. Very, very important, very, very practical. In every relationship, mother, father, husband, wife, son, daughter, grandfather, every relationship, assumptions, lack of proper communication, preconceived notions destroys relationships. Even Kekai thought, oh, I'm doing great for my son, Bharat, right? By kicking out Rama. She also assumed, oh, Bharat, I have taken out all the thorns from your path. Now you must be very happy. She thought that she will be able to make Bharat happy by sending Ram. But there was nothing, there was nothing more painful to get to know that Lord Ram was sent to forest. So assumptions, lack of proper communication, very, very important lesson, leads to destruction of relationships. Number 14, let's see. Kadampa. Kadampa, interesting personality. Raise your hand if you have heard this story in Kadampa. Some of you have heard it. Very nice. This is a less known story, but it is in the Ramayana. So when Lord Ram and Lord Ram and Lakshman were searching, they came across this demon who had an interesting, body. His body was like a mountain, very big. His hands were 8 miles long, 15 kilometers. Just think about. His eye was in the middle of his chest, one eye. And his big mouth was kind of near his belly. Very ugly, right? Does it look beautiful? No, right? Very ugly. Why? Because earlier he was a celestial personality who had a lot of beauty, who had a lot of wealth, lot of prestige, and he had lots of beauty, wealth, prestige, but then he insulted a great sage who didn't look so beautiful, whose body was, bent or crooked. He thought, oh, I am better. Oh, look at, I'm so beautiful. Oh, I have so much wealth. Look at this ugly sage, good for nothing. So he insulted the great sage. And then sage said, well, you're very proud of your body. You get this ugly body. But we have discussed the curse of a sage is often a blessing. And then what could be a blessing than to be delivered by Lord Ram and Lakshmana. So we should never think we are better than anyone. We may be even doing spiritual activities, services, chanting, reading, hearing. Others may not be doing all this. Still, we should never think, oh, I am better. Because whatever we are is a blessing of others, blessing of our teachers. Shabari, the epitome of unalloyed devotion. She was born in a very low-class family. But she took shelter of great-souled Matanga Rishi. Matanga Rishi had told that Lord Ram would come one day. You keep chanting. She would constantly chant 24/7 Lord Ram. By the blessings of the Guru, she was told that your berries would never turn, pale. They will never go bad. The flowers you pick for Lord Ram will never go bad. And Lord Ram will personally come. But she was not from a very highly Brahmanical background. She was from a low background. Not very sophisticated, not very learned, poor old woman. People would make fun of her. Hey, look at Shabri. Oh, you think Lord Ram will come and see you? We are so learned. The other sages would. Lord Ram, even if he comes, first of all, he will not come. Your guru may just have told to pacify you, to keep you kind of happy, right? But she had firm faith. My guru has told. Guru does not lie. Guru is free from the 4 defects. So certainly Lord Ram will come. She had firm faith, firm enthusiasm, devotion, exemplary qualities. And Lord Ram did come. There's one more detailed story. If time permits, later I'll tell about Shabari. So we should also keep pursuing the instructions, the words of the spiritual master with enthusiasm. People will say something, we should not take it so seriously. Shouldn't get offended by the words of other rishis. She said, I'll do my best. Epitome of devotion. In spite of all challenges, all the odds, Lord Ram did come and personally tasted the berries of Shabari and said, I have never tasted so sweet berries in my entire life. That is Shabari's devotion. Service to Guru gives unlimited blessings. Lord Ram and Lakshmana used to serve their Guru Vishwamitra Muni, Vashishta Muni. And it is by their blessings only Vishwamitra Muni gave him unlimited, powers, arrows, mantras, taught so many things. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubdekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. One should approach a spiritual master and offer submissive, humble service and inquire submissively. So service, inquiry, or reading of scripture should always be coupled with genuine, selfless, humble service. Just reading scriptures without service will not give anything. It may give some skill, but not character. Character will come from humble service. When the Guru is pleased, naturally the blessings will outpour. And it is those blessings which will help us in the greatest hour of need. When Lord Ram was face to face with Ravana, it was the blessings of Agastya Muni. He chanted that Ananta Hridaya, or the prayers which Agastya Muni had told, and different Atri Muni, Vishwamitra Muni, all these powers were given, and those were the strengths of Lord Ram. Of course, he's the Supreme Lord, we know that, but he's playing the role of a human. He's teaching us how to develop those extraordinary qualities, how to serve the spiritual master. Aditya Hridayam. Yes, thank you. He chanted the Aditya Hridayam prayers, which were told by his gurus. So when we are at the time of danger, the mercy of the Guru, the blessings of the Guru is what will help us to overcome all the dangers in the material world. Number 17, no one is disqualified from the service of Lord Ram. Young or old, big or small. The example of squirrel and the Hanuman. Squirrel was very tiny in front of Hanuman, but she could also take part in the service of Lord Ram. Shabari was a woman, an outcast, right? She could also serve. Even Nishadraj, Guha, he was also an outcast, not a very highly qualified person. Even the animals, we know Lord Ram's, monkey army, high caste or lower caste, even demoniac Kula person like Vivishna became the greatest devotee. So the point is, no one is disqualified. And Prabhupada showed this when he came to the United States. His audience were not very sophisticated, cultured Brahmanas. They were from different backgrounds, different colors, different age groups, different colors of the skin. Some had, serious wrong habits. But by the association of Srila Prabhupada, by sincere service to Srila Prabhupada and following his instructions, no one is disqualified in this age, because this age, we all have disqualifications. If we talk about qualification, then no one will have. Patra apatra na hai dekhi stan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates did not see who is qualified, who is unqualified, what is the right place, what is not the right place. In a city like Bowery in New York is not the right place in terms of external, parameters to talk about Krishna. Everyone was, talking about LSD, drugs. But Prabhupada did not consider that. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. This is the Yuga Dharma. by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No matter what our background, no matter what our income is, what our relationship status is, whatever man or woman, dog or human, high caste or low caste, divine or demoniac, anyone and everyone can chant. And the last, and we'll see the story of Shabri if time permits. Vibhishana. Vibhishana gave good counsel to Ravana, but Ravana did not hear his advice. Ravana was too puffed up with his own self, with his own pride, blinded by his own ego, blinded by his wealth, blinded by his opulence. Nevam pashyati janmandha kamandhaiva na pashyati arthidosham na pashyati madonmatta na pashyati. 4 kinds of blind people, Niti Shastra explained. Blind by birth, like Dhritarashtra. It could be because of karma. But the more serious is spiritual blindness. Blinded by wealth, blinded by one's ego, I am great, there is no one better than me. That was Ravana. So Vibhishana came to take shelter of Lord Ram. So he was flying, came with 4 ministers. And these 4 ministers represent these 4 qualities of surrender. Very, very beautiful point here. Akinchanatvam. I do not have anything, my Lord. Dwam akinchana gocharam. One who thinks, Lord, I don't have anything. I don't have any qualification. Ananya gatitvam. Where else will I go? Lord, you are my everything. I can't go to anywhere else. This is a real surrender. If one thinks, no, my bank balance will save me, my wife will save me, my health or my insurance will save me, my car will save me, then one is not ananya gatitvam. Gajendra also initially thought my family will save. Draupadi Mata also initially thought my husbands will save, my grandfather will save, but no one could give real rescue except for Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan. Saralta, simplicity, another quality of surrender. Saralta hi Vaishnavta, Vaishnavta means Saralta. Lord Ram does not do a background check. If one is simple, genuinely says, Lord Ram, I am yours, Lord Ram will accept. Even he said, what to speak of Vibhishana? I'll accept even Ravana if he comes. And Lord Ram is the supreme powerful. No one can harm him. So when when Vibhishana came, there was a discussion going on. Should we, bind him because he's from the opposite side? Should we kill him? Should we just kick him out? What should we do? So different people, different ministers, Sugriva, Jambavan, Angada, Hanuman were having a round table conference. So someone said, this is from the opposite army. Kill him. Someone said, well, but let's first talk, right? We just talk about, don't jump to conclusions. But, well, he may have weapons, he may have he may be a spy or whatnot. Hanuman said, no, he was the one who helped me when they were trying to bind me, they were trying to burn me or kill me. And he was the one who actually told me about the whereabouts of Mata Sita as well. So we should give shelter. And then finally, Lord Ram said a wonderful verse, which is the last part. Sakrit eva prapannaya tavasmiti yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etadvratam mama. Now can loudly chant in your own place with your mute mode. O Lord Ram, I am yours. O Lord Ram, I am yours. If one genuinely chants this, Lord Ram says, I don't need anything else. I don't need any qualification. I don't need any background check, whether demon or divine, past or present. They may be the worst of the sinful people in the past. If one chants and comes to my lotus feet, I will give him full shelter. This is my solemn vow. This is my pledge. Oh Arjuna, declare it boldly. Name bhakta pranashati. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vajam tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami mashucha. Pretty much same here. Not only he gave shelter to Vivishna, he did Raj Tilak by saying Lankesh. Lanka Isha becomes Lankesh, the lord of Lanka. And people were saying, well, Ravana is still present. It's not that he's dead. You have coronated him as Lankesh, as the king of Lanka. What will happen if Ravana comes and asks for your shelter? Right? Then you can't kill him. Right? He says, my dear Bharat is very dear to me. He will not object if I make Vibhishana the king of Ayodhya. If Ravana comes and takes my shelter, I will make Vibhishana the king of Ayodhya. He says, well, what about then Bharat? He says, the devotees like Bharat will rule the city of my heart. That is the devotion of Lord Ram. I keep them in my heart. I want to be conquered by my devotee. I let myself become a slave of my devotee. This is Lord Ram. This is the Ramayana. These are the sweet pastimes of Ramayana. Should I tell one story about Shabri before we end?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. We'll talk one story about Shabri, which I recently read. Very interesting. So, Shabri, we have already discussed that she was born from a very low family. It was a day of her marriage. And being born in a family where they don't have high culture, they were killing animals on the occasion of marriage to feed the reception of the guests. She said, I can't tolerate these goats will be killed for my marriage. I can't tolerate. She ran away. She ran away from before the marriage and then went to Matanga Rishi's ashram and became an exemplary devotee. Humility, tolerance, perseverance, patience, eagerness to serve, all divine qualities. Sarve gunai tatra samasati. Sura. Yasyasti bhakte rakinchana. Sarve gunai samasate sura. When who renders unalloyed devotion, all the divine qualities come. 24 hours chanting Lord Ram's name. People would tease her, people would ridicule her. She would titikshva. Tham titikshva subharata. Very, very tolerant. Equipoised. One day she was going to get some water from the lake, from the nearby water body. And the people would consider her outcast even in spite of her devotion. They would not even, see her shadow. So one sage, to get rid of Shabri or kind of shoo her away, threw a stone at Shabri. And that stone hurt Shabri in her leg. And a few drops of water touched the pond of water and the whole pond turned into a blood or reddish because of Shabri's blood. Now the sages were confused. Our water source is gone. How will we do puja? How will we do worship? Because this Shabri's blood has contaminated everything. And then they got to know, well, Lord Ram is nearby. Why don't we call him? They hurried and went to Lord Ram. Lord Ram, please come, please help. And then Lord Ram came. I said, what's the matter? He said, look at this. This is all full of blood. And they were thinking, they had heard the story of Ahilya. By the touch of Lord Ram's feet, even a stone can be turned into a woman, a devotee like Ahilya. And then they asked Lord Ram, why don't you touch your lotus feet to this pond of water? It will turn back again to pure water. Lord Ram said, okay. He touched his feet. Guess what? Did the bloody water turn into normal pure water? Who all say yes? Who all say no? Thumbs down, thumbs up. Did it turn into pure water? The answer is no. It didn't turn down. Now, everyone was confused. The touch of the Lord could not, do this. They asked, why don't you take full bath? Maybe that will work. So Lord Ram took bath in that Still nothing happened. And then Lord Ram inquired, how did this happen? Then they told the story that this happened because of Shabri's blood, the blood of a devotee. And then the news had reached Shabri also. So Shabri was hurrying. Oh, Lord Ram has come. Oh, my Pranath has come. She couldn't control herself. She was in ecstasy. She was running, and the dust of her lotus feet was also moving. And a few particles of dust of her lotus feet fell in that pond. At that very moment, the whole pond turned into pure water. Sri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki jai. This is the power of devotion. This is the power of devotee. Lord Ram is telling, my devotee is even better than me. See, I can't do what my devotee can do. This is Lord Ram. So I will pause here. I know, I hope you all like these wonderful stories and lessons we have discussed, and they're unlimited, but in the time we were allotted, we could share some of those. So I'm so grateful to all of you for your wonderful presence and wonderful association, and to all the kids, their parents, and to all the congregation members for giving this chance on this special occasion of Sri Ram Navami to chant, to hear about Sri Ram, about his devotee, and not just hear, but to let's try to apply these lessons. That's Ramayana. That really means the purpose of, or will fulfill, that will fulfill the purpose of Ramayana, that will fulfill, please Lord Ram. Okay, so now I'll pass on back to Karthik Prabhu. Before that, everyone will loudly say, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Sri Ram.
Everyone unmute and turn on your videos.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for such a wonderful discourse on Ram Katha and examples that we all can implement in our day-to-day lives from the story of Lord Ram. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So kids, I would like to change the schedule a bit. Instead of going through the video contest, shall we first get started off with Kahoot? If you all are excited about it. Yes. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of minutes. I would request all of you to bring your mobile devices so that we can do the quiz on Kahoot. So for those who are not familiar with Kahoot, you can just download the app Kahoot from your app store, or you can log on to kahoot.it.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri
You
Ram.
don't need to download the Kahoot. It's just a website. You don't have to download it.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I can't
Yes,
log
Abhiram.
in into Kahoot.
You don't have to log in. You just have to go to the website and just type www.kahoot.it.
I can't.
Can you do that?
I can't do that.
Would you like to take help of your parents?
No.
Okay, that's okay. I'm going to share the PIN number to the kids. Just a second.
Okay.
Okay, kids, the PIN number is 2639821. Okay, I see 15 kids have joined, 16. I request you all to put your names. Somebody has put Jai Sri Ram, so if you could rename yourself as with your name, that would be great. So I see Chakrika, Karina, Sharu, Twisha, Sharu, Vaidehi, Navya, Hansita, Nav, uh, Lakshay, Samrat, Lalita, Avani, Daksha, Gatik, Radhesh, Krishna, Vedant, Bruhat, and Sampada. Ravi Prasad, Anita, Aryan, Nihira have just joined. So I'll be giving you guys one more minute before we get started off. Sanaya has joined. Okay, did everybody join? Or whoever is able to join, did you guys join, or should we give
Can you give
another
one
few
more minute? I
seconds?
need
Or
to get into Kahoot.
okay, sure, yeah, no rush. Mehul, Nirbhay, Rama, Abhishek.
Prabhuji, what's so funny is that like usually before, like if it wasn't Ram Navami, like it would have only been like 9 people here right now. Right now it's like more than 20 people.
Yes,
more
yes,
than 30.
Karina. And we are going to, request all of you to register for the kids camp. I mean, I think I know some of you are relatively new and you probably don't know the various programs that ISKCON Tampa offers. Every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a kids camp program. Kids will be learning a lot of things during that time. Like we normally have it for about an hour. So kids will be trained in doing kirtans. There will be artwork. There will be a training on artwork, and also there will be a narration of various pastimes. And we completed the Dashavatar series, and we are currently progressing through the Mahajans, the 12 Mahajans according to our scriptures.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt, but is it the same one that we're doing currently on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm just sharing it for new people so that they all can register and they can start taking advantage of these, the kids camp programs.
No, but I thought you meant another one, so I was like, I'm gonna see.
No. So we also have Kahoot every Sunday. Kids normally get very excited about Kahoots.
How do you join, Prabhuji? How do you join the meeting? Like there's like this example.
Oh, how do you join the Kahoot, or are you talking about the meeting?
Meetings. Those meetings you say about every Sunday.
Okay. I would request you to send us a message on the iscon.tampabay@gmail.com, and I'll send all the details to that. In fact, to everybody who has registered for the kids contest, I'm going to send.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Wonderful. So let's get started. We have a total of 31 who will be participating in the Kahoot. So everybody say Jai Sri Ram 3 times, and before we get started.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Here you go.
Jai Shri Ram.
Here's the first question. Who was the oldest son of King Dasharata of Ayodhya? Is it Bharata, Lakshmana, Rama, or Shatrughna? All right, you got 3 more seconds to go. And a majority of you has expected that the answer is Lord Rama.
How can I answer the questions? Because all I see was some shapes on them.
I'm sorry, somebody asking a question?
Yes,
Vijay,
Mama's saying they don't know how to answer the questions.
I'll take care of the microphones, Prabhu. Please
Sure,
keep
Prabhu.
moving.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Oh my God, my system got frozen. It wouldn't let me get on to the next question. I'm sorry. Oops.
You want to?
Okay, now I think we got it. Yeah, now I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so after the first question, the top 5 are, oops, I think we missed on that. So let's go on to the question number 2. Who is the youngest brother of Lord Rama? Vibhishan, Bharata, Shatrughna, or Sugriva? Who is the youngest brother of Lord Ramachandra? All right. The right answer is Shatrughna, and I see that 22 of you have answered this correctly, and some of you have missed answering this correctly, but no problem. Now you know who's the youngest brother of Lord Ramchandra. Okay, moving on to the next question, and before that, we'll get to see the top 5. Lakshai, Krishna, Bruhat, Navya, and Nirbhay are currently standing on the top 5. So let's move on. Question number 3. Upon whose order did Lord Rama go on an exile? Kaikeyi, King Dasharata, Vishwamitra, Manthara. Please read the question carefully before you answer. Upon whose order did Lord Rama go on an exile? The right answer is King Dasharata. So that's why I kind of suspected that a majority of you would get confused between Kaikeyi and King Dasharata. And so therefore I was requesting you to read through the question carefully, because the question says upon whose order. So being the king of Ayodhya, King Dasharata has ordered his son Lord Ramchandra. And Kaikeyi, she did not have the ability to order. Okay, all right, so the right answer is King Dasharata. Moving on, the top 5 has changed a little bit. Sai Lalita has jumped into the 4th position. So moving on to question number 4. For how many years Lord Rama went on an exile? 24, 18, 14, or 8? For how many years did Lord Ramachandra went on an exile? All right. The right answer is 14 years. Wonderful. I see a majority of you have answered this correctly. Okay. Moving on. Question number 5. Who accompanied Lord Rama during his exile? Mother Sita, Lakshmana, Mother Sita and Lakshmana, or none of the above? right. The right answer is Mother Sita and Lakshmana. Okay, so moving on. Oh, I see Bruhat just dropped off the list, but you still have a lot of questions to go. So you all have the chance to get onto the top 5, okay? Moving on, here's a question number 6. Who kidnapped Mother Sita? Hiranyaksha, Vivishna, Ravana, or Kumbhakarna? This should be the most easiest question for all of you. Okay, I see 33 have answered, so I'm assuming that's everybody. Oh no, there was one more. Yep, the right answer was Ravana. Okay. Getting on to the next question. In the Ramayana, Jatayu helped point Lord Rama in the direction where Mother Sita was taken. Who was Jatayu? Vulture, deer, eagle, ostrich? Okay, we've got 8 more seconds. The right answer is vulture. I know it's a bit confusing between vulture and eagle, but the right answer is vulture. Okay, moving on to the next question. I see there's been a lot of changes to our top 5 on the scoreboard. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. This is a true or false. Ravana was a fierce, powerful demon with 15 heads. Is it true or false? The right answer is false because Ravana had 10 heads. Okay, so moving on to the next question, question number 9. Who helped Lord Rama and Lakshmana while searching for Mother Sita? Hanuman, bear soldiers, Sugriva, all of the above? Please read the question carefully and look into all the options before you answer. Who helped Lord Rama and Lakshmana while searching for Mother Sita? All of the above. So they all helped Lord Rama to find out Mother Sita and to, fight against Ravana. So the right answer is all of the above. Okay, moving on. Question number 10. Who was the dearest devotee of Lord Rama? Hanuman, Vibhishana, Sugriva, or Bali? Who was the dearest devotee of Lord Ram? Okay, you have got 3 more seconds. The right answer is Hanuman. Hanuman is the dearmost devotee of Lord Ramchandra. Okay, moving on. Question number 11. Where did Hanuman find Mother Sita? In the palace of Rama, on the bank of a river, in the forest, or in the palace of Ravana? Where did Hanuman find Mother Sita? Right, the right answer is in the palace of Ravana. Okay, moving on. Question number 12. This is a true or false. Mother Sita only thought of Lord Rama day and night and never agreed to become the wife of Ravana. True or false? Mother Sita only thought of Lord Rama day and night and never. Yes, the right answer is true. Wonderful. Okay. Moving on to question number 13. Who appeared before Sita? convincing her that he was indeed sent by Lord Rama? Surpanaka, Kumbhakarna, Hanuman, or Vibhishana? Who appeared before Sita, Mother Sita, convincing her that he was indeed sent by Lord Ramachandra? Okay, the right answer is Hanuman. Okay, let's move on. Here's question number 14. Ravana captured Hanuman as he tried to leave and set fire to his dash. Nose, tail, clothes, or hair? Everybody got on this one. It's the right answer is tail. Okay, wonderful. Moving on to question number 15. Hanuman used his burning tail to set fire to dash. Rama's city of Ayodhya, Panchavati forest, city of Nalanda, Ravana's city of Lanka. The right answer is Ravana city of Lanka. Yes, so that's great. So let's moving on to the next question. Kumbhakarna, the brother of Ravana, would sleep for how many months? 7 months, 6 months, 12 months, or 4 months? The right answer is 6 months. So half the year he would sleep. Okay, moving on. Question number 17. Who killed 10-headed Ravana and rescued Mother Sita? Is it Lord Ram, Hanuman, Lakshmana, or Vibhishana? Yes, it is none other than Lord Ramchandra. Okay. Moving on to question number 18. Who is the wife of Vivishna in the epic Ramayana? Urmila, Tara, Sarama, Ruma. I believe this may be the toughest question for a majority of the kids, but you can always guess if you don't know. Who is the wife of Vibhishana? The right answer is Urmila.
But I thought Urmila was Lakshmana's wife.
No, it's Vibhishana's.
Prabhuji, Urmila is Lakshmana's wife.
Exactly.
I think
Yes, Prabhuji, Urmila is
Yeah.
Lakshmana's wife. Sarama is Vibhishna's wife.
Yeah.
Are you
Urmila is
sure?
Lakshmana.
Yeah, I need a remind show. Everyone will say that thing.
Okay, so it's probably my bad because I may have miscompiled it. I'm sorry if that is the right answer is Sarama. Please forgive me. Okay, so moving on to the last but one question. Who had been ruling the kingdom of Ayodhya when Lord Rama was in exile? Bharat, Shatrughna, Dasharata, or Vishwamitra? Who had been ruling the kingdom of Ayodhya when Lord Rama was in exile? Bharat Maharaj. Yes, that's the right answer. Okay, so we are going to the final question for today's Ram Navami celebration. So we'll see who will answer that and continue to remain on the top 5. Question number 20. Who was an ideal king, an ideal friend, an ideal son, and an ideal husband? Vamana, Rama, Parashurama, and Vibhishana. Yes, the right answer is Lord Ramchandra. So just the way how Prabhuji has explained, about the qualities of Lord Ramchandra, this question is related to that. He was an ideal king, he was an ideal friend, the best son, and an ideal husband. So All right, so thank you all. Let's move on to the podium. Let's increase the sound. Okay, number 3 was Rama, number 2 is Krishna, and number 1 is Lakshai. Congratulations. And the runner-ups, Bruhat and Nirbhai. I'd like to congratulate each and every kid who has participated in today's contest. According to me, you all are the winners because you all have given your best. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you very much for joining the Kahoot. So, and I kind of realized one thing when I do Kahoot, or, I've been like attending the kids camp programs, that you'd be surprised that kids have a lot of knowledge than a lot of adults. And, there are so many times that the kids would come back to me and tell, like, Prabhu, I think maybe there was a typo in your question or something like that. So
Wait, no, he got 19 out of
that. I really appreciate, parents encouraging their kids to be part of various programs so that they're able to learn about our scriptures and all the pastimes. So Karthika has raised her hand. Does she have any question?
Yeah, actually, for my mom says that there should be 3 winners in Group A. So, is there?
There should be what? Sorry, I didn't get your question.
For the coloring competition, there should be 3 winners. Who are they?
Okay, so the question is about the winners for the coloring contest and the spiritual fancy dress. So we will be announcing the winners this Saturday afternoon. So you all will receive an email with the winners that we are going to choose, and our judges will be doing the judging tomorrow and day after tomorrow, and we are going to make the announcements of the winners on Saturday, this coming Saturday, between 10:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. We will have a small ceremony that we are planning on doing, and during the course of that program, we also are planning on doing a live broadcast of that, similar to this one. So if you all can join that, then you'll get to know who the winners are. Okay.
Thanks.
All righty. Thank you.
Prabhuji?
Yes.
So, like, you said, like, in the group, like, in what order we're gonna do everything, and you said we would do, like, the fancy dress videos, but you didn't show those.
I'm showing it now. I kept something for exporting, and because I received one submission very late, so I kept something to compile together. So that was in progress. So that's why I swapped the agenda a bit. But now's the time for all of us to see the videos for the spiritual fancy dress video contest. Okay. So just give me a few seconds. Shubhavilas Prabhu, can you make there is another ID, it says Karthik video. Can you make that active so that I can share? Okay, perfect.
Sure, please try now.
Okay, kids, are you all able to hear me? Okay, perfect. Yes. So I'm about to share the video. Second. Right. Oops. Something is not working. Second, let me.
Prabhuji, we can't see it.
Your screen's frozen on your file.
Your screen is frozen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I just paused it. So let me know when you all are able to see my screen.
Can you please share again? Looks like you shared just one window.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me do that, Prabhu. Yeah, I think I kind of shared just the one. Okay. Okay, how about now? You're able to see it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So let's
Yes,
get started.
Today I dressed up as Lord Rama. Lord Rama is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Verdict of Lord Rama is Sita Devi. Lord Rama was present in Exile. Now I want to tell you the small shloka. Sri Rama 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 Rame Rame Shashank Narayan. Jai Sri Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. and today I'm dressed as Lord Shiva. I'm Ganesha's father. People also call me Neelkant. जब मैं क्रोधेड होता हूँ मैं पूरा यूनिवर्स को हिला देता हूँ। जब मैं कर्स करता हूँ मैं गोले खिलाता हूँ। इसलिए सब मेरा भक्ति करो। ओम नमः शिवाय। My name is Vivan. I'm 5 years old. Today I'm dressed as Lord Shiva. Sada chaliya pran yaar par vachan न जाए। Deepika, राजा दशरथ ने माता केकई को वचन दिया। उस वचन को पूर्ण करने के लिए मैंने वनवास स्टार्ट किया। अब मैं वन की ओर जा रहा हूँ। मुझे आज्ञा दीजिए। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I am Harina Sapna Mohan, and I am dressed as Mother Sita, the wife of Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra came down to planet Earth to defeat the demon Ravana, and him and Hanuman rescued Mother Sita. And now I'm going to say praises of Lord Rama. Hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram, जग में सचो तेरो नाम। हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम। तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है। तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है। तू ही राधा का श्याम। हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम। Happy Ram Navami to each and every one. Hare Krishna. Today I prepare the Kundu of class 2nd day. I am here to present a dance exercise as Goddess Durga. I am Ma Durga. This entire world is my family. You all are my loving children. I am here to save the entire world. Remember, Earth is not a lonely planet. It is a home of birds, animals, insects, and children like you. In this COVID-19, stay home, stay safe, and worship me. I will visit home and bless your health and happiness. Now I will dance. Thank you.
Karthik Prabhu, the sound was just kind of paused. Can you did you change some settings?
Yeah, Prabhu, can you hear me? I started noticing that the volume is coming a little different.
Interesting.
Yeah, so just a second. I don't know if I have to mute and then play. Let me try that.
Yeah, the sound is not coming for this.
Are you able to hear the sound, Prabhu?
No.
Oh, no. Okay. So I'll just play it. Excuse me, devotees. So, Prabhu, are you able to hear the volume well?
It's very faint.
It's
Almost
fainted?
no.
Okay. Let me do one thing, Prabhu. Let me share it back on to, like I'll pause this. I'll share my video on my MacBook. So maybe the sound is a lot better there. I just tested it. So let me stop the sharing, and my sincere apologies to all the parents and the kids for this break. Let me share there.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Okay, Prabhu, can you see the screen? Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
My apologies. My volume was too low. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with this one. I'm hoping that this sounds better.
You played, bro?
Yeah, looks like it's possible.
Can you? I think you go to the group B, Prabhu.
Okay, I'm going to the group B. Okay, I'll play.
And we'll upload the video on our channel so everyone can see later as well. But for now, in the interest of time, let's start with the group B.
Sure. Okay.
Hi, my name is Hansita. I dress as Sita and my age is 10. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Namorme Sahasranama Tattoryam Rama Rama Varavane. And my second sloka is Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'm Krishna's devotee and I'm going to remember my Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Chintamani Prakrasu Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Vritesha Survira Parayamritam Lakshmi Sahasra Satayam Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Tajami Patram Pushpam Phalam Toya Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Bharatam Ashnami Pretatnama. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and my name is Twisha.
My name is Deepika. I am 13 years old and I play the roles of Rukmini and the Gopis.
My name is Vivan Koladiya. I am 14 years old and I am playing the role of Queen Satyabhama and the Gopi.
Hare Krishna. My name is Kavian Banerjee and I am 7 years old. I'm playing the part of Jambavati and the Gopis.
Hare Krishna. My name is Asir Kumar Singh and I'm 9 years old and I'm going to play the role of Krishna.
My name is Avni Prasad. I am 12 years old and I'm playing the role of Narayan.
One day in Dwarka, Krishna was not feeling well. He had a bad headache. Many Vaidyas came but could not find a medicine for him. All the queens and citizens of Dwarka were upset about their beloved Krishna being sick. Then Narad Muni came to visit him.
Oh my lord, please tell me how we can serve you. There must be a way we can cure your headache. Please tell us immediately.
My dear Narada, there's one cure. If the dust from a devotee's feet can be applied on my head, the headache can go away.
That should be easy to arrange. I can ask one of your queens or the citizens of Dwarka to give us the dust of their lotus feet.
The queens were called into the chamber.
Narayan. Oh devotees of the Lord, please provide us with the dust of your feet so that it can be applied to the Lord's forehead and it will cure his headache.
What are you saying, big sage Narad? How can we put the dust of our feet on our beloved Lord's head?
Yes, Narad Muni, according to the Vedic scriptures, if we put the dust of our feet on our beloved Lord Krishna's head, we go directly to hell.
Yes, Narad Muni, and is a great sin. We will lose all our pious karmas and allowed to suffer in hell.
Narad Muni went around in Dwarka and asked citizens of Dwarka, many brahmanas, to give their dust, but no one agreed. Everyone was scared of going to hell. Narad Muni then went to Vrindavan. He found gopis of Vrindavan sitting next to river Yamuna in mood of separation from Krishna.
Oh, look, friends, it's Narad Muni. Let's see if he has any news about our beloved Krishna.
Oh, dear Narad Muni, please tell us how Krishna is doing in Dwarka. We're so close to him.
Yes, dear sage, please tell us how is Krishna doing in Dwarka. We are so eager to hear about him.
Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Hello, dear gopis. Krishna's actually not doing very well. He has a terrible headache and there's nothing we can do to fix it. None of the physicians are able to do anything that will fix it.
What are you saying, dear Vishnu Narad Muni? Our beloved Krishna has a headache?
How can we help? This news is unbearable to us.
Oh, gopis, only the dust from a devotee's feet put on Krishna's head can cure his headache.
Oh dear, oh great sage Narada, please tell us, please take as much dust as you want. We cannot bear to see our dear Krishna suffer.
Oh, Narad Muni, even if we have to suffer for thousands of years, it's okay.
Yes, thinking about Krishna suffering in pain is worse than that of hell.
Yes, Narada, we cannot bear our beloved Krishna with a headache. Please take all the dust you want.
The gopis gave all the dust from their feet to put on Krishna's head. Gopis' divine love for Krishna is transcendental and incomparable. There is no selfishness in their love at all.
Hare Krishna, devotees. Wow, such amazing work by our kids. They have really put in so much of their hard work and took this contest very seriously. So I'd like to congratulate each and everybody, all the parents and the kids who have made an effort to be able to be part of the spiritual fancy dress contest. Um, and my apologies that there may have been some glitches with the sound, but we are going to upload a really good quality video onto the ISKCON YouTube channel, and I will most likely share the link to you all by tomorrow, so you all can, if I personally may not send a message to you all, but you all can maybe take a look into the ISKCON Tampa YouTube channel and access this video. Okay, Prabhu, I think we can conclude today's program. And I really thank you all for your precious time on this auspicious day of Sri Ramnavami. I'm very sure that the Lord will be extremely pleased by the dedication and the time that you all have given, to celebrate his birthday today. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for this program today. It is really awesome. Appreciate it.
Prabhuji?
Thank you, Murli Prabhu. Yes, Trisha?
So like, on the 18th, like just a few days ago, it was my birthday too.
All right, so belated Krishna conscious birthday wishes to Twisha. So everybody, please post your message on the chat. Wishing Twisha a wonderful birthday. May she become the greatest devotee. She's already a great devotee kid. We would pray for her so that she continues to progress in her spiritual journey. And as she grows up, she turns out to be a great role model to all of us. Thank you for sharing that, Twisha. Hare Krishna. And if any parents would like to talk, or if your kids have any questions, and if you feel like you don't have other things or catch up on, because it's already 8:54, I think we can reserve these next 5 minutes for some sort of a conversation. So does anyone have any questions? And I would also like to make an announcement that as I told earlier, we have a ISKCON Kids Camp that's a program which we have every Sunday from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will send out the registrations to all those parents, a registration form to all those parents who have been part of this contest, so that you can register your kids. And you're going to experience a shorter version of today's program, every Sunday. Rohan Yellamarti has raised his hand. Yes, Rohan ji. Please go ahead.
1 minute. So, how do you get the email address? How do you get the form?
How do you get the what?
The form?
I'm going to send it via an email. So I'm sure if you had participated in the contest, then I should have all your parents' email addresses. So I'm going to send out an email with the registration form.
No, Prabhuji, I didn't sign up for I wasn't registered in the contest.
Oh, okay. So that's
I can share a quick thing, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you guys share your email? That way we can register.
I think it's a good opportunity for me to kind of like talk about our website. So now we just launched this website today. So please have a look at this website. It has all the details, all the programs we do, all the kids camps. So if you click on here, it will take you to that form. So you can register right here. And there are Bhagavad Gita classes going on.
Which one, Prabhuji? Which one?
No, I will check that. It's okay, I can do that.
Right here. Okay, and then we have other programs. So you can check out the programs. We have the Japa meditations. We have the Bhagavad Gita classes. We have home programs and kids classes and Bhagavatam classes, yoga, etc. So this will really help you. And if you go to contact us, you'll find our email, you'll find our address and everything you'll find. Okay, so I encourage everyone to please have a look. And actually we are testing something also to see if the donate page works or not. So you can test it by giving wonderful charity. Anyone who gives charity to the spiritual causes, the Lord builds a home for them in the spiritual world. So I encourage that as well. Does that help?
Yes,
Thank you
Prabhuji,
so much,
thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have launched the ISKCON Tampa website just today on the auspicious occasion of Sri Ramachandra. So yeah, you will find a lot of information there. We will definitely need more of your feedback, so you can always use the contact us form. Karina has raised her hand. Karina.
Prabhuji, I don't have a question, but I just didn't know like there was an act at the end, so I really liked it, and I really liked it each and every character, especially Avani and her sister. It was very, very nice.
Wonderful. Yes. Yes. It was a team presentation, so that was really nice. So I guess this just means that I think a lot of our kids should start thinking about, doing some sort of a group act. But hopefully, once things settle down with the COVID and all, then we all would get a chance to socialize with each other and do more.
Prabhuji?
Yes.
So me and my friends play, so would it be okay if we do an act and then post it on the group sometime?
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. You can actually present the act as part of our kids contest, the kids camp program. So if any kids are interested, like, if brother and sister, or, your siblings, if you want to do an act, or if you want to enact one of the pastimes of Lord Ram, or from any of our, scriptures, then you can do that. And you can actually do it live by informing us ahead at the kids camp program that we have every Sunday, or you can just send us a short video, and we may compile a bunch of videos and then put it onto our YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Anybody has any questions or comments before we conclude? No. Okay. First of all, we'd like to, thank each and every parent for all the effort that they had put in and their time today for encouraging their kids. And we wish to see you all as part of our regular programs, and not necessarily during the festivals, but we would expect to see you all for our weekly programs that we offer. So thank you very much. And everybody say 3 times, Jai Sri Ram. Okay.
Jai Shri
Jai
Ram.
Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Haribol. We'll see you all soon. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.